Ew! What are you doing? So, babe, things are going really good, you know? I could really see you as my future wife. I just had a question for you.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the president?
Oh, Biden. I think he's just such a sweet little old man.
Stop. Hey, what are you wearing?
Shorts.
That's not gonna work. That's too short. What the heck?
What's up, guys? Nate and Sutton back with another video, and today we are talking about the non-negotiables for marriage. What were you gonna say?
I don't even know. But for real, today we're talking about the non-negotiables for Christian dating in specific and what they would be for us, and maybe give you some ideas of as you're dating and as you're looking for that someone, things that you need to keep in mind, you need to watch out for so you don't find yourself.
Yeah, this was actually a question from our last video when we were asking you guys to ask us questions that we've never answered. This was one of the questions we were like, oh, we could do a whole video about that. Mm-hmm. So here we are doing it. Let's go.
So we individually created our own list of non-negotiables. I don't know what she wrote. She doesn't know what I wrote. I imagine they'll probably come out to be pretty similar. If we don't have a few of the same, I'd be surprised. But shall I go first since I'm a girl?
Ladies first. So go ahead.
All right. So my first one is they must be a Christian / believer. Is that one of yours?
I have a lot more to say than that.
I know. I'm not done.
Okay.
But I'm saying, is that one of yours?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay. You know, this may or may not be obvious to some of you guys, but I have lived and seen what happens to a couple that are not equally yoked. You know, the Bible even calls us and instructs us to be equally yoked. But I have a family member who was married to a non-believer, and it ended disastrously. And the repercussions that they are having to go through for the rest of their life is unbelievable, all because they didn't align on this major point.
Yeah, so that was one of mine too. I was looking for a Christian, but I feel like in today's world, that term is very loose. Like, what does that really mean to be a Christian? So specifically, what I was looking for is a Christian leader, like someone that has a relationship with Jesus, that goes to church, that reads their Bible, that doesn't just call themselves a Christian, but is like walking the walk, talking the talk. Like I was looking for leadership qualities, because if I'm looking for marriage and the man is called to lead the household, like I wanted a good one. And I wanted someone who was like unashamed to pray for us. Like, you know, they come to a date and they're like, let me bless the food, let me pray over you if you have a problem, things like that. So I wasn't just looking for someone that says I'm a Christian. I was looking for like the whole, like I want them to show me that they're a Christian. The second thing I was looking for is somebody that wants kids. That was a big non-negotiable for me. Like
I didn't write that one down.
If I met someone and they didn't want kids, I would have to just cut it off, because that was a desire of mine. And I also want to throw in here that whenever you are dating someone, if they have things you don't like, I would never go into a relationship thinking like I can change them. Like they think that now, but I'm going to change them. We actually had a friend who did that. They started dating. He knew that she didn't want kids, but he was hopeful. Like, well, she loves me and, you know, we're going to get married and then she'll change her mind. And she didn't change her mind. And so they ended up breaking up. So I would just not go into it thinking they're not what I want, but I can make them be.
Yeah, very good. I actually just was at a wedding with someone that I was speaking to, and they just got divorced because 7 years into their relationship, they realized that one of them didn't want kids and the other one did.
Took them 7 years?
Yeah, so, and then they ended up getting divorced over because one of them really wanted kids and the other didn't. So, very important. My next one that I actually just came up with as you were speaking is being on the same page financially not what I don't mean like you make the same. I mean you have the same mindset as far as like how you want to spend your money. Do you want to be in debt? Do you not care about debt? What kind of lifestyle do you want to live? Because all of these things can really take a toll on the marriage if you guys are running in opposite directions. You know, one person might want to live a really frugal lifestyle where the other person is all about luxury. I recently heard that two of the biggest reasons for divorce is a difference in opinion of how they handle their finances and whether they want kids or not. So if you can nail those two things down, plus the first one that we gave you, being on the same spiritual wavelength, then you're setting yourself up for much better chances of success.
The next thing that I was thinking of when I was dating is, if you guys have been following us for a while, you know that we were both virgins. We married as virgins, and that was something I wanted, but I will say it wasn't a non-negotiable. But I just want to put this in here to say, don't settle. Like, if you want that, you go for that. I just thought, I was like, yes, I really want that, but I'm not going to find it. Like, there's not going to be a guy out there that has everything that I want and has that on top of it. So, you know, if they have everything else perfect and they've messed up in their past, then that's okay. Like, that's kind of how I was going into it. I just didn't have much faith, I guess, to be honest, that I would find someone that was the whole package for me. But I definitely want to encourage you guys to, if that is on your non-negotiables list, don't let up on that. You know, it is possible to find that, and if it's something that you desire, and God knows that, you know, He gives us the desires of our hearts. But also, if the person has made mistakes in their past, I was prepared to like forgive someone and be able to move forward, because I thought that's what I was going to have to do.
Yeah, not only that, I'm a believer that we tend to attract our standards. So, you know, if you have that standard in your life and you have a standard of all these things, like I want a Christian, I want someone who's going to lead, I want someone who's going to be honest, I want someone that's a virgin, all these standards, and you wear that, I do believe that you're more likely to for people to see that in you, and you might find yourself with that kind of person in front of you.
Yeah, this is also, we've said this a bunch in the past, of like becoming the person you want to be with, wants to be with. Mm-hmm. So you can't be going sleeping around and be like, I want a virgin. You can't be going around cussing and be like, I want someone that doesn't cuss. You can't be going around living a non-Christian life and be like, I want to find a good Christian. You know, you got to be that person. So you can't be setting your standards as like unfair to what you are, you know?
Yeah. That was one of mine, by the way, too. Is I don't think I could have bent on that area. I think it had to be a virgin, or I was going to be a virgin for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? A non-negotiable for me is the person I'm looking for has to have boundaries. Meaning, like, if I was dating Sutton and she's like trying to cross my boundaries or pressure me into being sexual or pressuring me into doing things that were going against my convictions, that would have been a game changer. You know, that would have been a no. So looking for someone who has boundaries, who will be there to stop you, you know, for her to say, I don't want to do that, or I don't believe in lying, or I don't believe in cheating.
I don't believe in dating two girls at the same time.
Yeah.
Another thing that was a non-negotiable for me is someone that is funny. And that's like so lighthearted of a thing to be looking for, but it's just so important to me. Like, when you think of growing old with someone, you know, looks and everything fades, but like their personality is always going to be there. And I love to laugh, and I love being around people that make me laugh. Like, when I think of the friends that I have, they're all really funny. They're all like extrovert funny. And I don't consider myself really to be that way, like a funny extrovert, but I gravitate towards those people because that's who I like to be around.
And am I funny?
Pretty funny.
Kind of similarly to my last one, is a non-negotiable for me is that they don't lie or cheat. If I see you lying, if I see you cheating, then I know what you're going to do to me.
Yeah, I feel like lying has become so nonchalant and casual these days, like little white lies, you know, like, oh, it's just a little white lie. But we really try to not lie about anything. Like, even if it's small, even if it's so insignificant, like, we won't lie about it.
Because you always have an audience. God's always watching. And so really that's what it boils down to, is like finding someone who is living their life as though God is always watching them and that they're always looking to please God. And so if they lie about the little things, they're more than likely going to lie about the big things. And you don't want a spouse that's going to be lying to you.
Something else I was looking for is a guy that my dad always told me, like, if you want to see how a guy is, watch how he treats his mom or how he treats his sister or his grandma or just like women that are in his life constantly. And I was looking for someone that treated them, respectfully and lovingly. And you did that.
And that's why I'm married. My next one is that the person that I was looking for pursued God. They didn't just call themselves a Christian. They didn't just go through the motions, going to church, praying at meals, but they actually pursued God. They were diving into his word, seeking for wisdom, praying. You could see it in their lifestyle, that the decisions that they made, the way that they talk, it just bleeds the Holy Spirit. And that's what I was looking for, and that's a non-negotiable for me.
My last one is a guy. I was looking for a guy who had manners. Chivalry is not dead. I wanted someone that was like opening my doors for me and like treating me nicely and respectfully, just like little things, like even pulling out chairs at restaurants. You don't do that for me, but I feel like that stuff is nice. It's like a nice gesture.
I feel like I've always struggled with this one a little bit. Like, I definitely think I like to be, courteous and whatnot, but some things just seem a little corny for me. Like if you're like waiting for me to like walk around the car and open your door.
I don't like that.
I don't know. That's just never really resonated with me.
I'm talking about like going into a restaurant and you open the door for me and let me walk in first kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Just like little manners like that. I always appreciated that. And if I feel like if a guy walked in the door before me, I'd be like, are you serious?
My last one would be that the person that you're looking to marry is not looking for you to complete them. And you can kind of hear that in their language, like, oh, once I find this person, I'll be happy. Or just that concept of like they're looking to you to make them happy, or they're looking to you to make them whole. A non-negotiable for me was finding someone who was happy and complete and at peace even in their single days. I mean, yeah, they might be looking for a spouse and having that as a desire of their heart, which is fine. But when you find someone who's looking to you to make them happy, you're not going to make them happy. All right, guys. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed our little skits. Do y'all like the skits in the beginning? I think they're fun. Sutton.
Nathaniel's like all about these skits. Oh my goodness.
She literally can't do anything without laughing. Like, I just do my thing.
Because it is so silly. Like, it's just so dumb.
Are they dumb or not? Tell us. I think they like it. It gets them in the mood for Nate and Sutton. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that's helpful to you in your dating career.
As always, if you have anything to add, please put it in the comments. We would love to hear your non-negotiables, and maybe you could inspire someone else.
Yes. And stay firm to those non-negotiables. There's too many of what I see couples kind of dropping their negotiables. Is that how you say it?
They're called non-negotiables for a reason.
Yeah.
Don't back down. All right, this is Nate and Sutton sowing seeds of truth, love, and inspiration, one view at a time.
And that was the Christian Dating Non-Negotiables.